Kim, how you doing? How's your day coming along? Yeah, okay. Very good, very good. Rather long intro. Yeah, man. Adds to the anticipation, right? See, I don't think I'm going to be able to move for about an hour in AQ. All right. Well, let's get these. So I've done the 6 stars. And we're going to get to 5 stars in the basic on the go. And I still have a bit to do in this extra arena. And the summoner trials have been updated. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get 4.4 million points in this, but we'll see. I mean, that's where all the units are now. So my day's been good so far. Mine's been okay. I got this. It's pretty hot here currently. I think today and tomorrow it's supposed to be pretty hot, and then later in the week it's forecast is calling for rain, so we'll see. But yeah, so if you hear some beeping, it's weird. I think it's my smoke detector. That probably just the battery needs to be changed, but it only beeps when the air conditioning is on. If I don't have the air conditioning on, it doesn't do it. And with it being so hot, well, the air conditioning needs to be on. Monsieur Bots, how you doing? Taz, how goes it? How's your day coming along? All right, so we start off with the lowest 5 stars, get to the 3 times multiplier, and then it's, actually, you know what? We're not switching over to 6 stars. We'll just go to the higher ranked 5 stars after. This will be... So, the last grind that started on Thursday was supposed to have the points for the 5 stars and 6 stars in the basic arena was supposed to be the same. But the 6 stars in the basic arena were still allowing you to get more points. So I ended up using the 6 stars in the basic arena as well. So this will be the first time where I'm only running 5 stars in the basic arena. You're almost Thronebreaker. Nice. What do you need? Do you need to R3 somebody, or do you need to clear the Grandmaster? I think the R3 can be painful if it's somebody you don't really want. The Grandmaster fight, that can be rough too, though. But as you go, you get familiar with it and it gets easier. But I mean, if you had to R3 somebody that you really don't want to, that would suck. Just farming units for Gauntlet 100%. Okay. So are you intending, because you did the completion, right, Taz? So are you intending to go back? Ooh, wait, so that's how long? It's there for what, another week or 2? So are you intending to do exploration while it's available now, or you're just thinking for when it comes back? So you got another 8 days. I already did 6.4 and got a mutant T5CC. Okay, so it's just the R3. Why people say Thronebreaker so hard? My weight just breaks the throne instantly. If only it was that easy. Hey, but you've been losing weight, so good for you. You go, Tagger. I don't remember if I was reading an article or if it was on the radio where they were saying something about Monsieur Kim losing a fair bit of weight in the last little while. Have you done the gauntlet? Have I done the gauntlet? Another 9 days. I think it said 8. Let me see. Man, at my age, I don't remember anything. Yeah, okay. 8 days, 21 hours. Yeah, okay. So you're going to go back through it. Well, I guess, yeah, because if you have... I'm trying to think. I mean, you could definitely have a different team for one path as opposed to doing the entire thing. But for the most part... Because you'd need somebody for Terrax. And And you could have somebody for Terrax where you're using, like if you used Gladiator Hulk, for example, for Terrax, you could also use him for I-Bomb or Mojo. Depending on who you used for Doom, that might be one where if you're doing just one path, you would have a specific Doom counter. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the team composition for one, like for completion as opposed to exploration. But I think you could have. Well, I mean, obviously, if you're doing completion, or sorry, if you're doing exploration, that team could definitely be used for completion. But it's more so, I guess, if a completion team can be used for exploration. Is what it really comes down to. So, have you already decided on what your team's going to be, Taz? And how many units are you trying to accumulate? It's bots. Have you done the gauntlet? For myself, yes. I did it last Saturday. I should have waited and done it yesterday. Because it would have given me a week more to save up items. So I went into it with absolutely no items. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, it's okay. That's why I have the units. So I ended up using about 3,000 units to get it done. I think if I had had any decent stash, it would have probably cost me about 1,000 units. So I would have saved 2,000 units if I just had patience. Why would I need to lose weight, Solar? Just thou trying to offend me? No. I didn't say you need to. I'm saying that it's being reported that you have been. So I'm saying good for you. I would definitely not want to offend you, dude. Come on now. My team will be Moral Hulk, R2, Archangel, Sig 200 Mags, R3 Falcon, and Gladiator Hulk. Okay. So you're going to use Mags for Dragon Man. Okay. I think I've only seen one person use Falcon, actually. Is it worth R3ing Domino for Thronebreaker or wait till I get a better mutant? It's really... I should have streamed it, I guess. So I took Domino to R3 a while ago because I had 2 mutant T5CC and I was getting close to having a third one. And I just didn't want any of those in overflow. So I figured I would do it before I got to the point where I felt like I had to rank somebody. And at the time I was okay with Domino because my mutant 6-star roster was terrible. But now that my mutant roster has changed, I wouldn't take Domino to R3. I think she's absolutely fine at R2. So in my case, if not for the excess resources, I would have left her at R2. But she is pretty good. I realize that a lot of people, there's a lot of mutants that have surpassed her. But she's not a bad option. And for Thronebreaker, not bad at all, really. I feel offensiveness in your voice. Just this time I shall forgive you. Wait, I don't forgive people. I'm unsubbing right now. I think I'm resubbing. All right. Hey, I forgave you for not greeting me when I came to visit your country. So if I can forgive, you better be able to forgive. KT1 also said he regrets R3's Domino. Yeah, I don't regret it. Because at the time I just had no mutant prospects. Because I think after I took her to R3, it was another month until I actually started pulling good mutants. So, but yeah, if I had the options, I would not have. And so how I started off this nonsense was saying I wish I had streamed it. So yesterday I was doing the event quest, and I did the mutant section, and I used Domino as a horseman. And she just tore through that stuff. Holy crap. She's one of the few, or that was one of the few quests where the lane clear I also used for the boss. Because for a lot of other, I also used CGR for the lane and the boss as well. But no, Domino is really good for it. Now, I don't know if the current nodes that we have for Cav difficulty, if we're going to continue to have those. But if we do, Domino would be so good for it. I mean, there's a lot of other mutants too, but now, that all being said, for Cav difficulty, her at R2 and R3 is going to basically be the same thing, but yeah, if for Thronebreaker, I think that's, yeah, you could definitely do worse. It actually, saying that, it would be a little bit hard to do worse for the mutant class because there's just so many good mutants. Whoa. I went to dash, oh dear. I went to dash back and I just stood there. That's weird. Oh, I hate it when he does that. Where he stands in the back and he's blocking, and then I go in. He does nonsense. I think I'm just gonna go with this, yeah. Forgiveness? Another Western ideology that only seems good on paper. I don't know, never heard the word. I guess I'll wait a bit to see if I get a better mutant, but I'll make sure to be Thronebreaker by July 4th. Yeah, but don't forget, you could also push yourself to Thronebreaker during July 4th and still take advantage of those offers. So you don't necessarily have to be Thronebreaker prior. Depending on how much you wanted to spend, you could also take advantage of the Cavalier offers and then push yourself to Thronebreaker and take advantage of both offers. So depending on how much you want to spend and depending on how many units you already have, that is a possibility. I don't think that the Cavalier offers would really have anything substantial that you'd want to take advantage of. If you're at the level of Thronebreaker, though, I think, so if you're not looking to spend a ton of money, yeah, I mean, you could wait and see what the Cavalier offers look like and what the Thronebreaker offers look like, and then make that decision. But yeah, I don't think it'd be that appealing to take advantage of both. But considering it's so close, yeah, you don't need to be in that much. You wouldn't have that long to wait, so. Well, thanks for the advice. Yeah, good luck with it. But yeah, overall, well, you know, I mean, because those Thronebreaker daily crystals are pretty nice, and now you're seeing content that's only available depending on the title, the progression title. So here's where you would regret taking Domino to R3. If you were to take her to R3 right now, and then tomorrow pull an Apocalypse, an Archangel, or Omega Red, or some mutant that you really want, that's where you would regret it. If you were to go to R3 with Domino now, and you don't pull another good mutant for 3 months, you're not going to regret it. Estella, I'm already famous, but thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Just found mold inside my classical guitar, which I haven't played at ages, and now I want to clean my hands for 87 hours. It's a very specific amount of time. Oh, yeah, so Taz, how many units are you planning to save up to? So what made you change your mind from doing completion to going for the exploration? How are you liking the new arena, by the way? Well, I'm not really doing any of the new arena yet. Like, I ran my 6 stars through the featured, which is what I would normally do. Actually, no. What I would normally do is I would have run the 6 stars through the feature, and then I've run pretty much all of my 5 stars. So that's already changed. So I do like that. But I'll really know when I go to doing the 4-star arena, because that's going to be... That's where most of my time is going to be spent, I think. Gonna go for about 5 minutes. All right. I'll still be here. I will still be here. I'm hoping to have 5 to 6K units, currently 26. But I have 40 revives. Oh, dude, I mean, do what you're going to do, but I think you're good to go already. Yeah. I mean, you've already done the first pass, so you know what to expect there. So you're prepared for that. The next 3 pass are not going to... Yeah, no, you're good to go. But yeah, you do, don't be stupid like me, and go in completely unprepared. Yeah, I had only intended to do 1 or 2 paths, and then I saw what a few people had been doing and who they had, and I was like, hey, I got most of those characters, so why not have a go? My biggest problem was just being impatient, though. So I think it took me 51 revives. Unfortunately, I didn't really have any health pots, so... and I think that's partly why it took me so many revives, was because I was just going in with a revive and wasn't really healing up. And then I also had a few team revives. I used a couple of those and a couple team health pots. But yeah, I think if I had gone in prepared properly, what you've got would be, yeah, would definitely be enough to go at it. I'll be farming RL about 50 more times before the run as well. The rewards are why I can rank 2 to 3 6 stars. Okay, yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Are you going to be streaming it, or are you just going to do it on your own? You know, there's so much stuff that I just do. Anything long, I don't think of streaming at all, just because if something's long, I'm not going to really get it done in one sitting. So I don't consider streaming. And then I get it done, and I should have streamed that. Breeze, how you doing? How's your day coming along? I gotta go eat breakfast. Thanks for the tips, and good luck on the grind. Thanks. And good luck on your Thronebreaker decisions. Okay. I think I'm gonna try to get through all of my 5 stars. Which should get me around 3 million. I'm just thinking, because that means... well, the 5% for the basic arena ended up being around 13 million. I think I can get about 4 million running my 5 stars, which means I would need to do that about 3 times, which doesn't seem too bad. Like, just talking about it, but then keeping in mind the 4-star arena, that is a lot of time doing arena. I don't know if I want to be spending that much time doing it. I'm gonna record the fights and put them up. I'll be personally way too much for YouTube. Fair enough, dude. Yeah, I was gonna stream a fair bit of the cab difficulty this month, but I haven't even done that, so... Well, I mean, for that, usually I only do that during event quest completion anyways. I'm doing good. How about you? I'm doing okay. Got the first set of arenas out of the way for the early session. Now we're going through the next set. And I'm almost to the point where I start running my high-end 5 stars. Ooh, damn, son. Damn. So if you're doing that, if you're recording the fights as you go, do you record them just on your phone, or do you connect your phone and then record them through OBS so it's directly on your computer? No, usually if I record anything, I record it directly on my phone. There's been a couple times I've tried recording directly to the computer, and I just don't really like, I mean, doing arena and playing with the phone connected, obviously, but overall, I don't really like playing like that. Ooh, well, I think I will be relogging after this match. Looking like it already needs a restart. Oh boy. I haven't figured that part out yet? Okay. I mean, yeah, doing it on your phone works fine. And then later on when you're doing your video, you can just do your voiceover or whatever, so. It's just a matter of then transferring it from the phone to the computer, which doesn't take that long. So I'm assuming that we're going to end up seeing, as it seems like a lot of people have been doing the gauntlet, whether it be one path or the whole thing. And I mean, even outside of people streaming it, it just seems like a lot of people have been doing it. And it's not been taking a ton of resources or units, but I think when Kabam is looking at the data and they see how many people are participating and how much of a resource dump it's been, I'm sure we're going to see more of this. And I don't mean like just the next time that the gauntlet comes around. Mr. Slayman, how you doing? My grade is not in the basic in August? No?
Ladies and gentlemen,
let us have a look. Blizzard fan, thanks for the follow. How you doing? Let us see. Okay, so okay, so these are the current arenas. These are the old ones. What comes up? There we go. And we are at Daredevil currently, right? So next week, no, Thursday we'll have Spider-Gwen. Take a look here. Why can't I see this arena on my account? Are you Thronebreaker, Forza? Okay, so we're going to have Spider-Gwen, which will take us to... Well, that would be 1 week, which would go to 24th. Luke Cage would be the first. Colossus would be the 8th. Jubilee would be the 15th. Cable is the 22nd. Stripe is the 29th. Yellow Jacket would be the 5th. Oh, okay, yeah, so that is a bit further than August. Yeah. So what would that be, like September, October? Well, I might have to rethink that myself then. Okay. Well, I'm not doing War, and that's where I would mainly be using Omega. Well, I do think I'm hoping there's going to be some gems for July 4th. And if there's any class Nexus, I'm going to go for... Mainly what I want is... The only new champ that I really want, like new that I don't have, is Claire. So I'm definitely going to try to get a Mystic Science. September I'll be ready, or October. Yeah, so it's a bit further out. I think I must have been looking at it as... Yeah, I wasn't considering it that it's a whole week for each champion, probably. Yeah, so if you're not Thronebreaker Forza, that's why you wouldn't be able to see this arena. I think, yeah. So the only one you would be able to see is the Summoner Trials. So for the 6-star featured basic, you need to be Thronebreaker to take advantage of. And I think that's why they changed the way the unit dispersion was, or is. Because it had been where the basic of the feature had majority of the units and the Summoner Trials didn't have very many, and they've switched it up, and I think they've done that because the Summoner Trials are accessible to everybody, so this allows everybody to be able to get units relatively, not easy, but it's a time consumption. I guess we'll do that. Hey, first crash, okay. Dropping by to leave a like. Well, thank you, Mr. AQ Shadow. How's your day going? I don't know if I told you, but I got 5-star delete to R3. Nice. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, If it's not, so I'm trying to figure out how I figured it was August. I'll have to go back and look and see why I was thinking that, though. I mean, September, October is not that much further off, but yeah, if I were doing war, I would be more concerned about duping Omega. I think I'm going to take him to rank 2 unduped, but I wouldn't rank 3 him until I've got him awakened in some SIGs. But yeah, I've been holding on to the generic gem from Abyss for him, and then when I pulled him, initially I was going to use the gem right away, but then I looked at the arena schedule and I was like, oh, well, he's not that far off from being in the basics, so... But, yeah, that is a little bit further than I was thinking. But I don't think he's going to go too high, just because of the changes done to Arena. But I will definitely be spending some time in the basic Arena when he's available there. Although, so I'm assuming then, if you're still there, Slayman, for July 4th, if there's class Nexus crystals, I'm assuming that you would be going for skill mutant for the most part then. Because yeah, I have a few mutants that I want to dupe. I want to do Archangel, I want to do Omega Red, I want to do Apocalypse. The only new mutant that I would really like would probably be Red Mag. No, maybe Cable would be better, because Red Mags I already have as a maxed out 5-star, and Cable I think I have at R3. Currently streaming, so can't stay. It's all good. No worries. Okay. Yeah, I think that's just my ice maker. I think for any of the basics coming up, I think Omega Red is the only one I'm actually interested in. So other than that, I'll probably only be doing 12 to 16 million in the basic arena. And if I were to get him duped prior to him being in arena, well, yeah, I wouldn't be going for... If it was the featured arena, no. If it was the featured arena, I still wouldn't go for him, because that would be a whole lot of time. So I used to get the internal bleeds up with Nick Fury, but I find in arena it doesn't make any sense. Just finishing off with the light is far faster. If it's a longer fight, then yeah, getting the internal bleed and then working on your light ending attacks, it makes more sense. But for arena, yeah, you just want it over with. Really? That was interesting. So I think normally when I'm just going through the 5 stars, I think I end up, well, I usually stop at 2.5 million, but that's just like timing wise. But I think roster wise, I can get to 3 million or 3.5. And I'm also kind of interested to see, like, once I get past these stupid teams, the Thanos and Kang teams, I'm interested to see if I'm going to see any 6-star teams. Because it doesn't really make any sense for people to take their 6 stars into the basic anymore. Because the basic arena is giving you the same points for 5 and 6 stars. So you may as well just use your 6 stars in the featured arena, where they will give you more points. Try not to get hit by any L1s. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so the 6-star that I want the most is Claire. And the other that I would like, not because I would play him necessarily, but just to have him as an option, is Human Torch. So it's kind of nice that if we do see any dual class 6-star crystals, Mystic and Science usually go together. So those two champions, I should have a good shot at. And then as far as skill goes, I think the only new skill that I would want is Hit Monkey. And then I want to awaken Nick. And then there's quite a few mutants that I want to awaken. So those dual classes are actually going to work out pretty well. As far as tech goes, the only one that I really want to awaken is Ghost. Warlock and Gilly would be nice, but it's neither of them required as much. All right, I'm back. Sorry, it's a bit longer than 5 minutes. Decided to wash my hands after playing the donkey of my guitar. Don't know why my brain decided on a set. All good, dude. All good. Let's get over there, get to that. Okay. I haven't been using boosts in a well, I mean I don't have a ton in overflow anymore, so it's not like I'm trying to get through them as much as I had been. Boy, it seems like it's getting stuck a lot. Okay. For real though, when do I use a semicolon? I don't know. When do you? I think a semicolon is pretty much where you could end the sentence or end the thought, or you could just pause. I think for the most part, that's when you would use it. Because like when the thought is done, that's when you use a period. When it's just a brief pause is when you use a comma, or you're connecting thoughts. Yeah, so I think a semicolon is like basically I don't think there's really ever a time you have to use it. It's just kind of preference. And if that wasn't a real question, well, I just gave you a real answer. Wait, did I use a semicolon in the right place? I think I did. But you didn't use a semicolon. Oh, okay. Longer than 5 minutes decided to watch. No. So at where you wrote it there, no. That did not constitute the use of a semicolon. That didn't need any. Sorry, it was a bit longer than 5 minutes decided. Yeah, okay. If anything there, you could have used a comma. But the semicolon, no. Do I want to use the L3? It might be quicker just to dump the power. Semicolon most commonly used to link in a single sentence two independent clauses that are closely related in thought. When a semicolon is used to join two or more ideas parts in a sentence. Yeah, is that not kind of what I was saying? Like it was interchangeable with a period or a comma? Two independent clauses. So then that seems like it's more used like as interchangeable with a sentence then. The editors are given equal position. Okay. Okay, I see. So you would use that. Okay. So then from what you just wrote, does that mean that your semicolon use was proper? Or no? Or is it you just trying to show off? Oh, what do you think about the chat on screen? Do you think, because I think it's kind of small, do you think I should just remove it altogether? Or do you think it's fine as is? I like having it there just because if you're viewing on your phone, which the way it is now, it might be a bit too small though, but if you're viewing on your phone or other mobile device, like not on your computer, it makes it a little bit easier. Then you don't have to expand the chat tab. I like the chat on screen, but not necessary. Yeah, I kind of just like having it there. And I think that's kind of why, because like it used to be bigger, but I don't think like that's what people are like. If somebody is reading chat, I don't think that's necessarily what they're using. They're probably using the chat from Twitch or from YouTube, but it's just something a little bit more interactive, I suppose, in a sense. I really haven't spent much time fiddling with the layout anymore. When I first started, I spent quite a bit of time changing up the layout and stuff. But you think it should say as is? Yeah, okay. So, but can you read it without like squinting or like without any effort? Actually, you know, I guess I could just bring up a window and see, couldn't I? But then again, that's on the computer, which is... Let's see here. Okay, that's not too bad. Not too bad, not too bad. I need not to get hit, though. Oh, you know what? I just realized, too, because the way I had it previously, the gameplay was much smaller. Well, not much smaller, but it was smaller. And now, I actually like the size of the gameplay. So it's not full screen. But, yeah, I actually quite like that. Okay. I will leave that as is. Purgatory went really high in the arena. But I think because running 6 stars in the basic arena doesn't make any sense. So I think people just aren't using their 6 stars there whatsoever. And we may end up seeing some of the featured arenas creeping up a little bit. I can read it fine on 7. However, I have 20/20 perfect vision. You forgot the full stop. Okay. Did we already? Yeah, we did. Okay, cool. Geez, we're still on the Thanos and Kang teams, eh? Okay. Should be done with these soon, though. Ugh, that was terrible spacing. My goodness. This should make up for it, though. Oh, I really thought that was going to do her in. Okay. Interesting. Now this will. Wait, why'd you use a capital letter after semicolon? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe you gotta go back to school in Sweden. They gotta learn you. Oh boy, it's almost nap time. Ooh, that got close. There we go. So I think, oh, you know what? Let me get to 1.5 million, and I want to try something. I want to see how many points I get. Oh no, I won't know that really until I get to the streak, actually. But I want to see how many points I get in the Summoner Trials using 3 stars with arena boosts, as opposed to just using 4 stars. Anyway, so not to flex, but I defeated a Dormammu without dexing. It was a 2-star, so charge with applause. So where are you from, Kim? Where do you live? IRL. I am in Western Canada. Canada. Let's do that just to mix it up. No! No! From West London. Okay. Oh, I think I knew that, though. Either you'd said that on somebody else's stream or... have we actually talked on my stream previously? Because I know I've seen you in other people's streams, but... No, yeah, you've been in my stream before, but it's been a while. Wow, look at that, making Limbo fail. You did know that. You're from Alberta. Yes, I... well, I live in Alberta. I've been here for 5 years. Whoop! 5 years in September. So yeah, pretty much 5 years. Aw, man, what is... Yeah, just go away. Go away! Okay. I have a really hard time running 5 stars off stream. I don't know why. I'm fine for concentrating with the 6 stars, but ooh, that's interesting. I'll go with that. But yeah, I'm trying to run the 5 stars off stream. I get distracted so easily. Isn't Alberta just Saskatchewan, but very slightly more interesting? No, Alberta and Saskatchewan are quite different. They're both Western Canada, and they're both landlocked. But like scenery-wise, Alberta is much different. Like you have the mountains. BC is probably more so. Well, no, Alberta's pretty well known for the mountains too. But like you have the mountains. It's not Saskatchewan is really flat. If you're in Saskatchewan, you can watch your dog run away for 5 days. I remember the first time somebody told me that. I thought it was so funny. So the fourth largest city in Canada is Calgary, which is in Alberta. So the biggest is Toronto, Montreal, then Vancouver, and then Calgary. Saskatchewan, not sure if the whole province is over 1 million people, but Calgary is over 1 million, and Edmonton, which is the next biggest city, it's the capital of Alberta. I think they're over 1 million, but Alberta is about maybe 5 or 6 for the province, and Calgary is probably 1.5 to 2 million. There'd be a lot of farming for both, for Saskatchewan and Alberta, though. Well, I guess Alberta would be more like cow farms, like for beef, really. I always get the impression Alberta was just horse girls and farmlands. There's some rural towns. I mean, I'm in Calgary, and I don't. If I go anywhere, it's usually going to be like toward Banff, so like Cochrane, Canmore, like that kind of area. And I have a brother in Edmonton. I've gone to a Stampede. I don't remember what the name of the town, but that was a pretty small town. Or no, it wasn't a Stampede. It was a rodeo. You know what, though? It's funny because how you're talking about Alberta, that's how I picture Saskatchewan. Alberta used to be really booming, though, especially Calgary, when oil prices were crazy high. But with the decrease in oil, the economy here really isn't doing very well. Saskatchewan, or however you spell it, it is pretty big, but no one has bothered to find out what's actually there. Nothing. There's a lot of open land. There's sand dunes, which I find so weird. Like sand dunes that you would find in the Sahara. There's a lot of flat space. No, I think, to be honest, maybe this is unfair, but I think Saskatchewan and Manitoba are really the two forgotten about provinces. So BC, especially Vancouver, people know of for sure. Alberta, a little less so, but still pretty well known, pretty touristy. Saskatchewan and Manitoba, unless you live there, you're really not spending any time there. Then you get into Ontario, where, so Ottawa's there, the capital, and then Toronto, the biggest city in Canada. Everybody knows Toronto. Then you start going a little bit further east, and you get into the Maritimes. And probably out of any of the maritime provinces that would be kind of forgettable would be New Brunswick, because there's nothing that unique about New Brunswick, really. And then you have PEI, which the entire place just looks like a movie set. It looks perfect. And then Newfoundland and Nova Scotia are both kind of unique in their own right and pretty cool. And then you've got the territories, the Yukon, which the Yukon is a pretty popular tourist destination. You get a lot of Americans that would go there because you could drive through the Yukon on your way to Alaska. And then you have the Northwest Territories, and then you have Nunavut. And Nunavut's the only one of any of the provinces or territories that you cannot drive to. The only way in and out of Nunavut is by airplane. And so it actually gets the fewest... I think it's actually one of the... Well, in Canada, it gets the fewest tourists. But I think out of anywhere in the world, it's one of the least visited places by tourists. North Korea, Moldova... there's a couple islands as well that get very few tourists. But as far as Moldova is more. I think it's people probably just don't know about it. Well, North Korea, well, obviously know why people don't really go there. I've always wanted to see Nunavut. Okay. Yeah, that's where I grew up. Uh, so 30 years of my life was in Nunavut. Well, no, because we lived in Repulse Bay for 4 years, and the rest of the time was in Rankin Inlet. And then before moving here, I was in Iqaluit for 3 months. I really the city of Iqaluit I didn't really care for too much. It was just like any other. It's called a city, but it's like when you think of a city, it's not. It's the largest town in Nunavut, but I really like the scenery though. But there's nothing to see, so yeah. Oh, there's tons to see, scenery wise. It's it's funny. So uh, I grew up in Nunavut, so I'm like it never seemed out of place to me because that was where my life was. But after going other places and then comparing one place to another, like let's say Toronto to London or Tokyo to Mexico City or whatever, they're different cultures, different architecture, so on and so forth, but pretty much the same until you go to Nunavut, and then it's like if you go from anywhere in Canada to Nunavut, and somebody told you were in a different country, you wouldn't know one way or the other. Ice. Did I mention ice? Yeah, you got ice for a good part of the year, that's for sure. So Iqaluit, not so much, because that's closer to the ocean. But the places that are on the shore of the Hudson Bay, like you've got, because the Hudson Bay it's not frozen over completely, but closer to the shore, it is frozen, and for a few miles out. And that wouldn't break up. Like you would still have ice there now, like in Rankin, for example. There would still be ice on the Hudson Bay, and that wouldn't be gone until beginning of July. And then it would start to freeze over again by October, but you could actually like be on the ice safely December, January. So you got basically from December to, well, you wouldn't really, people could still go on the ice now, but you have to be a bit careful. But April, May, yeah, you could still be on the ice, no problem. So were you born in London or did you move there? Oh dear, ooh. I thought I was going to be too close to text that or to get away with it. But it worked out. Okay. Well, let me go see if I can do any. Let me get to 2 million. I'm going to check AQ. I normally don't do AQ fights on stream, but actually, I wouldn't be holding up anybody anyways. The UK is about 41 times smaller than Canada with 2 times the people. Yeah, but I mean, the UK was like, it's been less than 100 years that the UK was the most dominant country. So, I mean, you got people from all over the world living there. Well, I mean, Canada too. But... it's kind of funny, like population dispersity or disparity. I don't think dispersity would be the right word, but the population. I don't know what the word is. I know what the word is. I can't think of it. Anyways, so the 2 largest countries population-wise, China and India, you've got over 1 billion people. And then the next largest is the United States with 350 million. So not even half a billion. It's just kind of weird how you get a billion, 350 million. And then the fourth largest is I think it's Indonesia, and it just really drops off. So, but if you say UK, you're including Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, though, right? Although I guess that is one country. No, because that's not really one country, right? Indonesia, and then I would guess Japan with like 150. No, I think either Nigeria or Brazil. Japan is not. It might be in the top 10. Population 2020. Ethiopia? No, for Africa, the most populated country is Nigeria. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so I'll bring this up on screen since we're talking about it. Oh, I think these numbers are probably going to be too small to see. Let me blow it up a little. So, population of 20 as of 2020, China's. Can you see it? Yeah, okay. China's at 1.4 billion, India's at 1.3, almost at 1.4 billion. Then the US at 331, Indonesia at 273, Pakistan at 220, Brazil, Nigeria, and you said Japan. Okay, so Japan's almost in the top 10 at 11. And then Ethiopia at 12. Wasn't expecting Pakistan. But it's funny though, right? Because Pakistan and India have their like rivalry, but population-wise, they're not even close. Jeez. But yeah, man, it drops off significantly. Eh? Like 1.4, basically 1.4, 330. So only one country is in the 300s. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 5s. And once you drop off from there, then yeah. But like Asian countries, though, holy smokes, they're. Let's see how many Asians. So we got 1, China 1, India 2, 3, 4, Bangladesh 5, Japan 6. Wow. Interesting. Oh, Italy. Huh. I would not have thought Italy would be that high up there. UK at 21st, yeah. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I only knew like the top 6 offhand, but outside of that, you got Canada probably like what, around number 50 or something. Ooh, Mongolia has the lowest population density. I think it's like 1 to every 6 square miles or something like that. And it's pretty much the entire population is within Ulaanbaatar, the capital. Ooh, I should have taken a look at Mali. So, when they talk about like the world's pretty sure India is going to overtake China in a few years. Yeah, dude. It's what was it? Like they're only 300 million apart currently. So yeah, because oh damn it, I'm gonna have to bring that back up. But I think that India is also projected to be the number 1 economy by 2050, if not sooner. Like just because of their growth, I think they're expected to overtake China in both population and economy. Yeah, I knew Mongolia had the lowest population density. Yeah. It's funny too because of any empire, although I mean it wasn't necessarily the Mongolian Empire, but it was the empire established by Genghis Khan. was the largest, like area wise, right? Because it went from China almost up to France, and then all of Russia, all of the stands like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, all of that kind of stuff, right? That's because China is developing and India is developing exponentially. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Because I think China is still classified as a developing country, but I think they want to be classified as a developing country, and I think it's that, I'm not that sure, but I think they get like certain economic breaks and stuff by being so. But when you see, because India eventually will do what China has done, right? Like where the people from the rural areas go more into urban centers and blah, blah, blah. And way of life changes. So when India starts that, yeah, you're going to see some crazy economic growth. It's one place I haven't been that I would be interested to go, but I've done nothing to go. Like I've been to Sri Lanka and to Nepal, which are south and north of India, and I think India has a very big influence on it. But it would be interesting to go to India and compare it to anywhere else. Yeah, I could be totally wrong, but it feels like China kind of has aspirations of world dominance, but it doesn't seem like India does. So I think India may grow faster, but I think China will be seen more as the world power kind of thing. I want to go all around Central Asia. So what would be Central Asia? Because the Middle East would be like Israel, Iran, Iraq. That would be the Middle East. And Southeast Asia would be what, like Taiwan, Thailand. So would Central Asia be like China and India? No, India. Oh, like China and India then? Well, I guess I'm fighting doom. The only area I didn't want to go was South America. And the only reason I didn't want to go is because I'm brown, and I know people would figure I'm Latino and just start speaking Spanish. And so I wanted to know some Spanish before I went. And then I went a couple years ago. I went to Chile and Argentina, and I didn't speak any Spanish. And I knew, I knew people would just be speaking Spanish to me, and that's exactly what happened. So, and it was more like for me, kind of an embarrassment that I didn't speak Spanish, because there's no reason why I shouldn't. There's one lady who I think she got angry because I think she thought I spoke Spanish, but was acting like I didn't. And she got quite angry with me. It's funny, too. Like, when I was younger and traveling, I was absolutely fine not speaking a language. Like, it was okay. But now that I'm older, I think it's because, like, I've obviously had time to learn languages, but I just haven't. And so that... And, well, I guess, like, going to Russia and not speaking Russian, okay, I'm okay with that. But I think... Like, I should be able to speak Spanish or French or something like that. South America never appealed to me. Yeah, there was really no... And I don't know if it was because of proximity or what. But there was really no... I basically went because I had moved from Nunavut to Calgary. And I was staying with my brother, and I was waiting to move into my own place. and I just kind of wanted, like, I'd been there for about a week or 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, maybe I need to give them a break from me or me a break from them, whatever. So I just figured I'd go somewhere, and that's where I ended up going. So, and part of it was just time zone, right? Because it's pretty much the same time zone. Whereas if I had gone east or west, there would have been a fair bit of time difference. But just going north to south, there wasn't much time difference. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Okay. I count Central Asia from Afghanistan to Kazakhstan. Oh, I thought of going to Kazakhstan at one point, actually. I don't, and it wasn't because of the Borat movie. I kind of liked going to somewhat obscure places, so that was kind of the appeal. But when I looked into going to Kazakhstan, it was going to be quite expensive. And I think, because the other place I wanted to go was Iran. And I was going to go, but as a Canadian, American, or a UK citizen, you have to be part of a tour. But other nationalities, like if you're from New Zealand or Australia or Egypt, you can just go and do your own thing. So I just didn't like the idea that because of my nationality, I had to be part of a tour. So I went to North Korea and Bhutan, and you have to be part of a tour there as well. But everybody, like regardless of where you're from, so I was okay with that. But yeah, so like if Canadians could go to Iran without being on a tour, I would consider going there. But yeah, I think the stands would be interesting. Playing Taskmaster while talking an impressive dude, I wasn't playing Taskmaster. I was just parry, hit, parry, hit. Yeah, I don't know why South America. And you know what? It's kind of funny. So a lot of North Americans, Africa is like really exotic and interesting. But as a European, Africa is very accessible. It's kind of the same thing, right? You just go south. Did you say Bhutan? Yeah, Bhutan. And Africa was actually never a place I'd ever intended to go. And then a few years ago, a friend, she had done it before, where you go like on a safari, but like you rent a vehicle and you just drive around. And then you could go into some of the nature parks and watch the animals. And she wanted to go, but she wanted to go with somebody. So she emailed me and asked if I wanted to go, and I'm like, sure, not doing anything. So we went and did that for 5 weeks. Majority of it was in Namibia, and then we were in Botswana for like 3 days. I liked it just to be there and see something different, but for the animal watching, it was a bit too much for me. Oh my lord. Like you'd get started at 7, 8 in the morning, and then we're like setting up camp at 5 in the evening. Oh, it just made for really long days. She really liked it, but it was a bit much for me. Yeah, Bhutan is... Why did I go to Bhutan? Oh, when I was in my 20s, I had been to Romania, and I didn't really do anything in particular there. But I always had this idea of like castles on the side of a mountain in the mist or whatever. And I didn't see that in Romania. And I was at work. This is about 8 years ago. I was at work one day and I was just thinking about, we were talking about like going to places and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, like a Dracula castle or in the mountains with the mist would be kind of cool. So initially I was thinking of going back to Romania and trying to like, go to castles and stuff. And I just came across these pictures of Bhutan and the Tiger's Nest or Tuksung Monastery, which is a temple on the side of a mountain. And I was like, oh, that looks so cool. So that's basically why I ended up in Bhutan. Is it Botswana pseudo-rich in that really rich but poorly distributed? I don't know, because I could see that though. But we just went to Botswana for a music festival. So we actually didn't go to any cities. We just went to this like lodge, and that's where they have this music festival. But there were people. One thing I thought was really cool. It wasn't touristy at all. Like the lodge was, but the music festival, like there were. So there is myself and my friend. There is a family from France, and it was the mother, father, and I think 6 kids, and they had basically left France, gone into. Northern Africa. Where did they start out? Oh crap, I can't remember. But bought a vehicle, retrofitted it, and they were just touring Africa for 6 months. I thought it was the coolest thing. But yeah, and those are pretty much the only tourists, and the rest of it was like people from Botswana. So they had driven in from like all areas, like the capital city and blah blah for the music stuff. And yeah, there were some pretty nice vehicles there, so maybe. I feel like Whitney's scenery could get me hooked on LSD. Yeah, dude, it was quite pretty. I loved driving there though, because you're like on the side of these hills, and you feel like you're gonna fall off, and oh, good times, good times. Actually, well, I didn't spend much time in London. I was only in London for like 3 nights. But I did quite like Ireland and Scotland. And Ireland and Scotland were the first places that I went on my own. And it's funny, so, I mean, I was 21 at the time. I didn't know anything about, like, where to go, what to see, or anything like that. So I went on a tour. And it was about 2 weeks in total between Ireland and Scotland, and it was after that I wanted to see more, but I was like, no, I'm not doing a tour, because there were places where I just did not care for at all, and we ended up being there like 2 nights, and I'm like, why, and then other places where I just absolutely loved, like Oban. I don't know why, but I just loved Oban, but we ended up being there only 1 night, so. Yeah, so I just much preferred like being able to come and go as I wanted. So Scotland is great. Yeah, I quite liked Ireland too. For Ireland though, more so Dublin. Like that was where I spent most of my time. And then the tour part for Ireland, the first one I didn't really care for, and it wasn't where we went or what we saw. It was more just the structure of the tour. And then the other tour that I had done was more like a backpacker's tour. So it was people my age, more social, and staying in hostels. Yeah, and so I really liked that. Come on, bro. There we go. The smart thing here would be to throw my L3 and get this over with, but there we go. Never been to Ireland? Oh, you're so close. Although I guess you're pretty close with Scotland too, aren't you? Well, Ireland you'd have to take a ferry. Scotland you could go by train or bus or bicycle, I guess. Anyway, tell me about North Korea. What do you want me to tell you about your own country for? So I went, I think somebody had said you can't go there. And I think that's what made me want to go. And so I went, I was 26. I didn't know anything about it. I just knew that it was very reclusive, very few people went, blah, blah, that kind of stuff. I think if the opportunity would come now to go, like, let's say I could go for free now, I don't think I would. And it's not because of, like, any worry of safety or anything like that. But having been and realizing that you're not seeing the truth, I don't see the point of going, to be honest. At least not for like how, like if I travel to a place, like one of the things I want to do, even if I can't speak the language, I just want to interact with people from the place. And North Korea, that's not possible. You interact with your tour guides, but like they are completely indoctrinated, which makes sense. I mean, you can't have a tour guide who is going to be like, oh, you know, things are terrible, blah, blah, blah. Gotta go for 2 minutes? All good. I could just keep talking. I'll wait until you're back. Actually, I'm going to go pee. I'll be back too. And back I am back. Okay. So let's see. No, we still got, oh, wait. Don't have that sorted by just 5 stars. Yeah, we still got a ways to go. Alright. Oh, that's interesting. Running into 6 stars here. Yeah, I wouldn't expect it. Well, no, I mean, there are people who are going to still run their 6 stars here, but I wouldn't expect it to be that common. Which I suppose it hasn't been, so. Ooh, and I should also check on AQ. You're back, are you? If you want to get on Discord so that you're not having to type and you can just speak, you can do that. The link's there, and once you're in the voice lobby, I'll move you over to here. But yeah, I don't think, like, knowing what I know of it and what you get to see as a tourist, I don't think I would have an interest to go now, other than just to compare it to what I had seen when I was 26. But then again, I guess without having been, I wouldn't know enough to know that I wouldn't want to go. Can't speak, sorry. Okay, that's all good. It's all good. But yeah, like, I mean, we were pretty much just in the city. We went to this mountain that borders with China. That was kind of cool. And then we stayed this little town right by the DMZ. No, I know what you meant, dude. That was kind of neat because that was more, I think, like a traditional, like, accommodation. Like, it's not, you know, like a Western style bed and stuff like that. So that was kind of cool. Oh, one thing. So as a tourist, being on a tour, The food was okay, but it looked kind of sad. And I really thought if that's how our food is looking, I don't want to know what the average North Korean's food looks like. Did you at any point feel scared? So when we were going to the DMZ, just because of them hyping it up and, oh, you have to be careful, you got to do this, you can't do that. So because of that, I was a little bit worried. But once we were there, no, I was quite surprised. Like the guards and stuff were very friendly and open. Like they were smoking cigarettes, and one of the other people on the tour, like, bummed a cigarette off of one of the guards. And yeah, it was really weird. On the North Korean side, it seemed very relaxed and laid back. And then after being in North Korea, I decided to go to South Korea just to see the difference. And oh my lord, the difference in Seoul between Pyongyang, unbelievable. But then on the South Korean side of the border, it was much more strict. And I thought that was really interesting. All right, so I'm going to do this fight and try not to die. I do not do well with doing these things on stream when, well, I'm just not going to talk while I'm doing it, I guess. That might help. We'll do the next one with Venom. Fair enough, concentrate. Actually, for AQ, I'm okay with dying because it's just on me to use resources. It'd be more so, well, actually, war I wouldn't do on stream because then that would have an impact on others if I did die. Okay. Oh man, really? I guess I should have just gone a little bit easier. What? I totally thought I was out of the way of that. Yeah, I'm out of the way of that one though. Damn it. That's gonna suck. Let's see if I can't get this one off of them. Yeah, now I get two off, and it hardly matters. Okay. Wait, does Diamond lose points at AQ? No. No, it's just a matter of me using my resources. Which I'm okay with. I mean, that's what I have them for, right? But yeah, no, I wouldn't want to die in war. Well, I mean, obviously nobody wants to die in war, but... Okay, I should... No, I'm okay. I don't need to use specials. So what I want here is to get as many bleeds as I can, and then just kind of sit back. Prefer her L2. Maybe I should have healed up, eh? I'm so tempted to use the L2. There we go. I played for years and still can't wrap my head completely around AQ. What in particular? We'll do this one as well. Son of a gun. We need that. There we go. Okay. Should be good. Cool. All right. Nothing particularly, just confusing. Like, what about AQ do you find confusing? like how prestige works with it, or the scoring, or it's kind of interesting how people go on about prestige, like, oh, you got Silver Surfer, you know, he's good for prestige, blah blah blah, but it only impacts one portion of the game. But people will make terrible rank ups just because of prestige. Alright, that went better than I expected. Although I did lose a fair bit on Venom. I was thinking to take in Mr. Negative to pair with Venom, because they have a synergy where every time Venom gets a buff, he has a chance to heal. And I think with suicides on him, that could be really beneficial. So the scoring just basically goes by multipliers, like depending on the map you're doing, you're at a higher or lower multiplier. And then as the prestige goes up, the difficulty of the map goes up, meaning the score you get from passing nodes increases. And so that's why you want higher prestige, so that your score is increased. And then now with the modifiers, that's just another way to enhance your score. And the modifiers add another level of difficulty and just allow you to score a little bit higher. And it's actually kind of funny. So they came out with their changes to War and their War rewards update, which honestly, I think outside of Master, it's irrelevant. Outside of Master, I think the only thing that's beneficial for the 5-star Nexus is if you're searching for specific ISO. Outside of that, I don't know if you're... Well, no, if you're at a gold, maybe plat 4, 5 stars are of a concern. But if you're high plat, like plat 1 and plat 2, I don't think you're concerned about 5 stars. So, but then again, the 5-star Nexus might not be intended for the champions. It might be intended just as a way for people to obtain ISO. Okay, fair. But yeah, the rewards update, I really don't think that it's anything to chase after unless you're going to be Master. How do the modifiers work exactly? Let me see. I'm not sure if because I'm not an officer, so I don't know if I can see how they actually impact. Okay, yeah, so I can. So map 7 is what we're doing. The modifier difficulty is epic. And then it shows you, because of running the modifier, we're going to get an extra 24, almost 2,500 honor, and then an extra 4 million points. So that's what the modifiers do. So without the modifiers, or the epic modifier, we wouldn't have the additional honor and the additional point bonus. So yeah, all the modifiers do, they make things a little bit harder. Let me see if I can see what our particular modifier is today. Okay, so that's the local. So I think the one we're running today, yeah, Power to Cower. So it's just another node that you apply, which makes the fight a little bit harder. And then you have different modifiers that you can pick. So what you want to do is you want to pick your hardest modifiers on your early days and your easier modifiers on your later days. Like what you consider hard or easy, like to counter. So which AQ do you do? Doesn't seem like such a hard modifier. No, this one is not. If you're saying that because of the fights I just had, no. But if you have that modifier and it's on, and then there's also a power gain node, then it becomes. But I mean, that's also why you have specific counters for every fight, right? But yeah, if you had this specific node and you had power gain, then it would become a little trickier. Yeah, I think I don't know if I want to do it tomorrow because it's going to be day 3. So things will be a little bit harder, but I'm thinking of taking in Mr. Negative. I brought in Cap IW to have a counter for the mini boss. Because I can do the mini if it's Omega Red, but if it's one of the Magnetos, up until now I haven't had a team that would allow me to. Because Venom wasn't a good option for it, and then I was running Horus with Proxima to counter the node for my lane. But now that I'm using Shang-Chi rather than Horus with Proxima, that leaves me with another slot. So I figured I'd try Cap IW. If he doesn't work out, then I won't bring him tomorrow, and then I guess I'll bring Mr. Negative. AT Mat 4, been playing on and off for many years. Okay. You know what? I think I might switch over to the 4 stars. Main reason I'm getting not harder teams, but longer fights, which just means the arena is going to take longer. And I have a feeling that if I take a break from this arena and I come back, I'm going to see more reasonable teams to face. I say 4 and 5 because Archangel, even under leveled, shreds AQ. Yeah, he's my most recent R3. And it's funny, I've had the 5-star from pretty much when he was available, but I never maxed him out. I took him to R4. I had no intent to ever take him to R5, but I've taken the 6-star to R3. Oh, do I want to push it to get to 3 million before I... No, I do think if I take a bit of a break from it, I'll come back and we'll be a better team. So let's do a couple fights here. But yeah, Archangel is looking like he looks really good for a lot of 7-1, 7-2, really good for the gauntlet. So I figured the only other mutant right now that I had that I would take to R3 would be Omega Red, but I want him to have somewhat of a SIG level before doing that. So, but I'm working on 7-2 slowly. And I figured Archangel would be pretty useful there, so. What SIG is you are? Oh, he's not awakened. Please don't say you fell for the 112 myth and put. Yeah, I know there was a video about that he only needs to be SIG, that he only needs to be awakened. I haven't watched the video, but I like I was saying, I had the 5-star, but never paid much attention to him. But just reading the info on him, I didn't understand why the big SIG. So, even the 5-star, I never put many SIGs into. I duped him a few times, and I did use some SIGs on him a couple times when there was like mutant advancement. So I just put them into him to get some points for that. So yeah, the 6-star is unawakened, and the 5-star, well, maybe he's at a 120-ish. Let me see. Let us have a look. $135. Okay. So, the one thing, let me see here, because I don't think, I haven't actually read his info in a long time, but I'm pretty sure from back when I did. Okay, so the neurotoxin coating Archangel's wings and claws increases in toxicity, making each neurotoxin charge cause 35% reduction in ability. And block all regeneration. Yeah, so as far as the regen portion goes, you just need 1 neuro and regeneration is done. And yeah, what does he start out at? basically at 112 you only need 3 Neros, but the difference in time between getting 3 and 4 Neros is really low. So is it 25% at Sig 1? Let's see. Oh dear, holy crap. Okay. Let me bring this up on screen. It is 25? Okay. So let's see. Where's the one? There we go. Mr. Angel 25.1. Okay. Oh, where is he? So. Oh, because of the 25.07 to 40%. Yeah. Yeah, so and I think I realized that from the 5-star, because the 5-star I pulled, because this is when they used to have the old featured crystals, which just had an increased chance for one specific champion. So I pulled him, and I think the next one was him. So I had him at Sig 20, like right away, and I was like, wait, yeah. So I don't know. I didn't watch the video, but I was like, well, duh. Yeah, Sig 1 is 25%. Yeah. No, that's not the one we were doing. This one I really shouldn't be doing because I should be putting the time. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do one more. No, I'm going to get to 300,000 here, and then I'm going to go over the other one and see if there is any significant difference between running 3 stars with arena boosts, and let me take that off, as opposed to running 4 stars. I think the 3 stars with arena boosts is going to be a fair bit more points. But 4.4 million, oh Lord, 4.4 million points in total. Although I think it takes about an hour and a bit to put up 1 million points with 4 stars. That'd be 4 hours. That's not terrible. Mainly for me, I want to get back to what it used to be for Arena, where within 2 days I was done whatever arena I needed to do, or I wanted to do, I guess. Never had much time for arena. Yeah, I mean, if I had any kind of life, like a job or a family or a turtle, I don't think I would have time for arena either, but I got nothing else to do, so here we are. And before I was streaming, though, I used to watch a lot of TV, and I would do arena while watching TV. And then the past year, I don't go out, so and then last August, September, I realized I could stream, and I figured, you know what, I'm doing arena anyways, why not do arena while streaming, and I'll have people to talk to. And so here we are. What are you watching on TV currently? Like any current TV series? I finished Kingdom, which is a Korean zombie series. 2 seasons so far. And I've been watching Clone Wars. I never watched it straight through, like the whole series, all 7 seasons. But I'd watched episodes here and there. But more so mainly if I'm doing like 3 stars or 4-star arenas is when I'll watch TV, because you really don't need to concentrate that much for those. The fights are over pretty quick, and even if you lost your streak, it's not the end of it's not terrible. The 5 and the 6 stars, losing your streak really sucks. So for that, I prefer to be concentrating, whether it be streaming or just doing the arenas. Kind of stopped watching TV much. Okay. Just lost interest, or? All right. So now, let's get this other arena underway. Oh, I only need 150 to finish this one off. I'll do that. Oh, yeah, I'll do that after stream. That won't take very long. Lost interest? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I went a while where I just didn't find anything interesting to watch. Actually, there's been a couple TV series that I've watched just to have noise in the background when I'm doing arena, and I have no idea what was going on. Oh, what do you think of the sigil and obtaining a champion from the sigil for the Scarlet Witch? What do you think of that? I mean, when the character was first announced, I mean, it was obvious how we were going to obtain her. Which I'm fine with, because I don't do the sigil. So I know that's not a character I'm going to get, so be it. My only thing, for that specific character or any other champion made available that way, my only thing is I don't know how far we are away from having essential champions being obtainable through money, like 6-star Quake. Is it going to be when she is available that you have to pay? And I don't play Quake at all. When I did the Gauntlet, I didn't use Quake. I can't Quake. Well, I've never tried. So again, that would be somebody I don't care, because I don't want the champion, because I'm not going to use them. But I think as the game moves towards something like that, if it's a cosmetic champion or fun to have or collectible, I'm okay with it. But if it becomes somebody like her, I don't use her, but I realize the value of her. So if it becomes somebody like her, that would really turn me off from the game. Fun fact about TV: when EastEnders in the UK, and every day a soap opera, we have to borrow some of the French energy supply because every uses their kettle. Also, the sigil scar. Which thing? Yeah, I think for somebody that's not a spender, as long as the champion isn't a game breaking or a necessity, I think it's okay. But I don't know how long after seeing a fun champion, how long until we see champions who are necessities, because I think we will. My grammar in the paragraph was yeah, but there were no semicolons. Yeah, so a TV show causes a daily energy shortage. Okay. I think Coronation Street is the longest running TV show of all time. I am famous, damn it. I wonder why those only come up on Twitch. They don't come up on the YouTube side. And I think me moving it, that only removed it from the on-screen chat. I think that's still there in the chat, but that's okay. Well, that's okay. Yeah, Coronation Street been running like since the 50s. Yeah. Yeah. They come up on the YouTube chat? Yeah, that one would, but that's because of the restream chat. So, like, it was initially posted on the Twitch side, but you're seeing it on the YouTube side because of the restream. But I've never seen that come up. Never got into soap operas. I used to watch The Young and the Restless. I don't know why. I would come home from school, and yeah, I would sit and watch The Young and the Restless. I think in some places it's a really popular thing. Like, I think the Mexican soap operas is a pretty big thing in Mexico. Okay, let me see if I can get to parry him. Oh, you son of a gun. Come on, I just need one heavy. Come on, man. Really, dude? You're just gonna stand there like... He knows. He knows. How long are you gonna do this nonsense? There we go. Okay. So boring to me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I got into The Young and the Restless. And then I watched I can't remember what it was called, but they had this storyline where somebody got possessed, and they like did a whole like demon possession thing and an exorcism and blah blah. It was just so weird. But that was a different show. I think maybe that was The Bold and the Beautiful. Why are they called soap operas? I don't know. I know the origin of tying the knot. And that's because at one point in time, you actually had to be tied to your bride for like a period of time until you were considered married. But the origin of soap opera, I don't. Here in the UK, everyone goes crazy for soaps. You know what though? I think soap operas were the original reality TV without being reality. Like, it was a way to look into people's lives, right? Whereas I think maybe with actual reality TV like Big Brother or Survivor or The Amazing Race, you actually really get to see people's lives. So the significance of soap operas has probably diminished a lot, other than Coronation Street, because that is just a staple of society. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to get to the 3 times multiplier. I want to do a match with 4 stars and see what the score is. Then I want to do a match with 3 stars with arena boosts and see what the score is. So I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit quicker to run 3 stars with arena boosts. Can I do it? Oh, so close. So close, yet so far. Soap opera is a radio, television, serial dealing especially with domestic situations and frequently characterized or melodrama, ensemble cast, and sentimental. The term soap opera. Okay, dude, you cut off at the one part that was... Come on now, man. Are you just getting this off of Wikipedia? Oh, no, I think I do know. Before you say it, I think soap opera, the name, originated from radio dramas, being sponsored. Damn it, yes, that's what I was about to say. I was just about to say, I think they were originally shows where they were selling soap. Google definitions? Okay. So how old are you, Monsieur Kim? server stealing your intelligence from groups. If you could go anywhere in the world, what would be your top 3 places? You know, it's kind of funny. So, where I was saying about taking Mr. Negative for synergy for Venom, and I was kind of thinking, how old do you think I am? Okay, so if you're younger than I think, I'm going to say 12 to 16. Because I would have thought 24, but because you said that, I'm going to go with 12 to 16. Yeah, so I was saying the thing about taking Mr. Negative for synergy for Venom, but I'm like, oh, that's kind of wasting a spot. However, I have been taking, or I had been taking Proxima as a synergy for Horus for a long damn time. So basically be the same thing. But if Cap IW works for the mini, then I'll keep going with Cap. Norway, New Zealand, and not Alberta. Okay. Well, I'm nowhere near 12. Okay, so I said between 12 and 16. Think you thought a bit too young? Well, but I said, like, initially I was thinking 24. So then I said between 12 and 16. But yeah, if you hadn't said that, 24 a bit too old. So it's closer to 16 then, obviously. How old do you think I am? Although I've said on stream previously, but you sound 30? Well, thank you. I think if I shave, I'd probably look 30. If I shave my head, I think if I shave my head and my mustache is recently shaved, I probably look 30. But I'm 42. I turned 42 on Saturday. You know, it's funny. I've never had a problem, like, with any birthday. Like, you know, having a birthday and feeling depressed or whatever, you know, about getting older. But at 20, when I turned 26, and I'm pretty sure it was the birthday, I was depressed for like a week. And it was the only time. It was so weird. And I don't know why. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's forever ago now. But yeah, when I turned 30, it was like whatever. When I turned 20, well, I think 20 is kind of exciting, right? Because you're no longer a kid or a teen or whatever. But when I turned 30, it's fine. When I turned 40, I was fine. But yeah, when I turned 26, I had a hard time. A happy belated birthday. Well, thank you. Thank you oh so much. Yeah, even 42. It's like, meh, it's just another day. Maybe when I turn 50, I'll... No, I guess 52. I'll have an issue. The one thing, I don't know if it's age or life or what, that I don't like is I don't have the desire or the excitement for travel anymore. Like in my early 20s to mid 20s, it's like, oh, where am I going next? Now it's like, I don't want to get on a plane. And it used to be that the whole journey was exciting, like waiting in the airport, boarding, who am I going to sit next to? Now it's like, I just don't want to be beside a baby. Although I think the only place I would go, Jesper, how you doing? I think the only place I would go within the next little while is down to my parents. What a coincidence you brought in Falcon. There was a thing waiting for you. I know. Yeah, I think probably for the next, well, at least this year, I wouldn't go anywhere other than my parents. Just because if something happens there or in Canada or globally, getting stuck at my parents isn't terrible. I'd have to put up with my dad for however long, but that's okay. But if I were to go somewhere as a tourist and like, be completely on my own, and yeah, that would really suck. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to run just random 4 stars and see what we get. Do I watch soccer? I do not. I want to, just because it's a good topic of conversation. I used to play soccer. I was never very good, but I played it. I enjoyed playing it. But no. Oh, I don't watch any sports, though. I don't really know how well I understand soccer. The only sport that I really understand, like strategy and rules, is hockey. I don't watch hockey, though. But no, I would like to get into watching soccer, though. Football, yeah. The majority of the world is football. I'm good, Solar. How about you? I'm doing all right. I gotta say, so the Americans understand it, Kim. If you, you know what? If you had said football, I would have probably asked if you meant soccer or if you were referring to soccer. If you're American, though, like if because I don't know where you're from, so that's what I would have said. I would have said, do you mean soccer, or are you referring to soccer? But if I knew that you were American, I would have known that you meant like the Super Bowl football. But yeah, I don't watch it, so it's not something I would bring up in conversation, but I usually try to say football. Just because I realize for outside of North America, well, no, outside of Canada and the US, because even Mexico, they would refer to it as football. Yeah, so that's what I would usually. You're from Norway? Oh, where in Norway? Okay, so I wanted to see how many points. So 10, okay. So about 10,000. Now, let's see what we get for boosted 3 stars. Because if we're getting 15,000 as a boosted 3-star, these are max though. Well, they're all max. Never mind. So if we're getting about 15,000, I think it would be worth it. I guess even 12,000, because over time it will add up, right? The Euros are going on now, really fun. Okay. Where are they taking place? Norway's not in it? Wow, Kim. That's not very nice to go and point that out. So other than the World Cup, so this is something I don't understand about football. So like you're saying that the Euros are running. Does that have, is it different leagues? Or would it, so if somebody is playing in the Euros, would they also be possibly playing for the World Cup? Does everything lead to the World Cup, kind of? It's funny, the year that the World Cup was held in the US, it was like such a big deal for the US because they were hosting. Other than that, it's like people don't pay attention. I live in Asker, a small town, 15 minutes from Oslo. Okay, cool. You know, I never had any interest in Northern Europe at all. Like Sweden, Norway, Finland. You know, I thought, okay, they're there. But after watching Vikings, I think I'd be up for going to Norway. Like the scenery from that, I just thought was amazing. Now I know a fair bit of it was not shot in Norway, but I would assume that there's similar scenery. I will be right after I check what the score is for these 3 stars. Because yeah, if we're a fair bit more than what we're getting from the 4 stars, then that's how I will be doing this arena. I'll do it with 3 stars and arena boosts. Because unit-wise, this is where I should really be spending most of my time. Okay. Oh, wow. That's really not worth it. It's basically the same. Okay. Huh. Well, because I think 3 stars are supposed to be a little less. I guess I'll be running 4 stars. All right. So there's the World Cup. You with me? Okay. Then completely separately, the continents have their own tournament every 4 years. Okay. Yes, every second year it's either the World Cup or okay. For example, Africa has their version of the Euros. Euros is the most major continental football tournament. Okay. So, but that doesn't answer my question though. Is it different leagues? So everybody has access to the World Cup, which would make sense. It's called the World Cup. All right, let me finish this arena off. No. I'm going to just do that off stream. All right, let's get to about 500. No, we want to get to about 700,000 or 800,000 here. Yes, it is different leagues. Okay. So, what is the consequence of the Euros? Is it simply that at the end of it, whoever wins, they get the Euro Cup, and that's it? No, not every country gets into the World Cup. Right, but every country can attempt to, right? But yeah, like there's qualifying rounds, and if you don't qualify, you don't get in. Yeah, right. Oh, okay. So for the Euros, now I could be totally out to lunch with the names, but whatever. I'll just throw them out there. So like Manchester United and Barcelona, would they meet in the Euros, or would that be determined from regular season play? Euros, glory, and a trophy. Okay. And like, I don't know why Manchester United is like the only team that comes to mind at this very moment, but they would only play European teams. The only time they would have the opportunity to play a Brazilian or a Canadian team would be in the World Cup, correct? No country, guys. Mr. Billy, how's it going? Tim said no, not at all. Manchester United is the year. Wait, are they a bad team? In football, you have both clubs and national teams. Oh, okay. So that would be kind of like for hockey for Canada. So we've got our NHL teams, like the Montreal Canadiens or the Toronto Maple Leafs, that are like professional teams. And then we have our national team that would compete in the Olympics. Now, for the national team, for the Olympic team, you could have players from the Montreal Canadiens or the Toronto Maple Leafs on the national team. But it is a different team. So is that how clubs and national teams would kind of work? Like you could have somebody from the club team play on the national team, or are they completely different? It's Euros 2020, but delayed from... okay. So would the next Euros be in 2022? Or would they have them in 2023? Meaning that it's going to throw off that back and forth. Manchester United is a club and contains players from all over the world. Oh, okay, yeah. The national team is players who count themselves. Okay. Yes, yeah, okay. So same thing as what I was saying, kind of like the Montreal Canadiens, Toronto Maple Leafs, or the Canadian national team. Like you have to be a Canadian to play on the Canadian national team. Okay. Okay. So who's the best? Okay, so as far as national team goes, would the best team be considered whoever won the last World Cup? Or, yeah, is that how that would be considered? Got him. Yeah, basically. Okay. So in Euros and World Cup, there's national teams, and for the clubs, you have Champions Leagues. Okay. So for the Euros, so the Euros are national teams, meaning you would only have... Europe's got what, 26 countries? So you'd only have like 26 teams? No, it's not more than 26. But yeah, so for the Euros, you would only have as many teams as there are countries, right? Best team is really who wins the World Cup. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Who was the last winner? Was it Brazil? No. It came down to Brazil and Germany, didn't it? Yeah, I'm just out to lunch. Ooh, lunch. That sounds good. Ooh, damn. Not every European country gets into the Euros, only 24 slots. Okay. But most of the best national football teams are either Europe or Africa. I thought Brazil used to be like... Well, isn't Germany like the most dominant? At least as far as the World Cup goes? And then I think Brazil had like a lot of wins too, right? Yes, but not everybody makes it to the group stage. Okay. So who's considered the best football player? Wait, is it called a football player or a footballer? But who's considered the best in the world currently? Because Messi retired, right? But Ronaldo still plays? Wait, I guess I do know a little bit about football. Well, I don't necessarily know the rules or like the leagues and stuff, but information-wise, I know a little bit. The example, North Macedonia qualified for the Euros, but Greece didn't. They went for Gyros instead. Okay, and Portugal was the last winner of the Euros. Okay. I don't know. Everyone has different opinions, but in your opinion, who's the best footballer currently? Yeah, I mean, anything like that, people will have. Like, people would just argue whether Michael Jordan was the best basketball player or LeBron James. Okay, like, yeah, people are gonna... I mean, Michael Jordan is the answer, but people will absolutely disagree. I don't know who I would say is the best footballer. Really? Okay. Because I think so. Like I said, the only sport that I ever watched was hockey that I really understood and like strategy and rules and stuff. Um, I don't actually. I think that might be one of few sports where I don't think there's really any argument about the best hockey player, and it's Wayne Gretzky. Um, he's the best stats wise, but he was also the best impact on ice wise. Messi still plays. Oh, okay. I thought he retired. All right. He's a lot less flashy than Ronaldo, though, right? Like Ronaldo is like commercialized, where Messi isn't, correct? And was David Beckham the shiznit? Because I mean, I know, like when he went to the U.S., it was a big deal, but I don't know if it was because he was so good, or it was just such a high-profile player at the time. Uh-oh. This is what this is what talking about football gets me. Gets me death in the arenas. Ruh-roh. No. I suppose Ronaldo, good player. Mine and Messi was amazing. Steven Gerrard, awesome. Okay. Good football players are limited almost exclusively to South America. Really? Western and Central Europe and Africa. Oh. Huh. Played Liverpool. Couldn't understand his Liverpool accent though. Steven Gerrard might as well be speaking foreign language. Yeah, I think football is the most popular sport worldwide. Like obviously in Canada, hockey is more so, or in the United States, football or baseball. But like globally, it's football, soccer. But it's also probably the most accessible sport, right? Like, I mean, really, you don't even need shoes. You just need, and you know, just as kids play, you don't need a good ball. David was one of the Spice Boys. Is the biggest sport in the world? Yeah, my first language is English. My only language is English, and I struggle sometimes. All right, so we're going to do this one more fight, and then we're going to try the 6-star basic again, and just see if what I was saying about how I was getting those crappy matchups, if that is still the case, or if I'm back to more reasonable matchups. Dude. Oi. I needed to wait for one more shot. Wait, this isn't... No, this is not the same one where I just died, right? Better not be. Ruh-roh. Holy crap. Oof. That got scary. Above Birmingham accents become unintelligible? I think for Canada, the Newfie accent would probably be the hardest to understand. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, so I guess I'm not going to be using 3 stars here. Yeah, I could, because it is a little bit more points. It's just that if I'm using 3 stars and I'm fighting maxed out 4 stars, time-wise, it doesn't make sense. Point-wise, it's okay, but it means a lot more time. Oh, you know what? So that's 24, 20. Anyways, gotta go. Fun talking to you guys. All right, Jesper, have a good one. Have a good one. Celine Chicken, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, so it looks... Well, let's do the fights and see. But it looks like what I was suggesting is right. That just taking that little bit of a break from it may have reset whatever was going on. And now I'm back to decent teams. Oh, this is your Twitch account. Okay. Julio. Yeah, I'm almost done myself, actually. I haven't streamed this long in quite a while. The last few have been around 1.5, 2 hours. But we'll do another 10 minutes to finish off at 2.5 hours. Then I'm going to get something to eat. And, well, it's hotter than I'd want to be going outside. So I think I'll watch some of the Clone Wars and knock out some of the 4-star arena. See if I can't get to 3 million before I'm done the stream, though, for the 6-star basic. Ooh, and if any of you are here when the stream is done, check the results for the previous arena. The results and what my guesses were. I was way off on the 6-star guesses. Celine Chicken was an Xbox auto-generated name I got years ago, and I liked it. All right. Okay. So I think that's the 3rd or 4th crash, which isn't too bad. Well, actually, no, because for 2 hours... We're usually seeing 2 an hour. That'd be 4. And hero use going. Almost done with hero use. Very good. Okay. Yeah. I like your home screen photo. Is that Saskatchewan? My home screen? My home screen? What are you talking about? Oh! On the phone? No, that's Namibia. That took me a second. Seen them, they will change this around. Yeah, no, the scores will definitely change. Yeah, they were sand dunes. Yeah. Yeah, that took me a second to figure out what you were talking about. Oh, I do not want to push into his L2. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oy, oy, oy. No! Why did I do that? Why? There's no reason for that. I wasn't even like distracted. I was actually paying attention. I just ran right into him. Oh well. Alright, alright. Oh dear. Wow, things are getting interesting. Yeah, I think after this, I may need to wait until I have my higher rank 5 stars again. Doesn't feel like you've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Don't think I'm pressuring you to keep going. Nah. We got 4 more minutes. No, it's more so just like, I don't know, level OCD. Like to finish on an even number. That's all. And also, it's not very often that I stream more than an hour and a half, 2 hours. Oh, dang. I want to get to 3 million, just to get to 3 million, but I'm a little hesitant because I keep thinking, oh, am I going to get up against a match that's going to kick my ass? Which actually, I'm okay with that. It's more so a match that takes a long time to get through that's annoying. So, why is it that if I'm fighting against Daredevil, he drops off any debuff I apply to him? When I'm using him, all the debuffs stay on me forever. That's just the way it goes, I guess, eh? So, alright, so this will be the last match. We're here. Okay, we're still doing alright. Oh, we're getting that one match though, eh? The 52,000 team hero rating. Ooh. And we will avoid that. Avoid that for sure. Imagine not using Apocalypse for Daredevil. Can't relate. Dude, Apocalypse is crazy. So the most I've ever used him was the Gauntlet. And I don't think... pretty much anytime I'm going to play with a mutant, Apocalypse will be on the team. But I wouldn't say that he's going to be a staple for any team in general. But yeah, anytime I've got a mutant on my team that I intend to use Apocalypse, I could definitely see using Apocalypse as a main lane clearer as well. The only thing, he might not be as fast as some other options, but once you got him going, once you have his debuff supplied, he gets through fights real quick. It's just a matter of getting those debuffs applied. I think Cap IW has the most worrisome L2 in the game for me. Okay, boy, sweet dreams, sit in the hay, see you soon. So, thanks, buddy. All right, Billy, have a good one. Have a good one. Apocalypse is so good, but Horseman is overrated. What do you mean? Like the ability to make somebody a Horseman? I don't think it's overrated. I don't think it's overrated, but I think running suicides, it adds more value because of the bleed resistance. So you'll have the bleed on you, but it's not going to do damage, but you're going to get willpower healing from it, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Ooh, rank 5 on their 5-star Human Torch. That is a champion I still need. I don't have Human Torch whatsoever. Alright, okay, so that is it for me. Let's head on out of here with... So we'll head on out with a little bit of a raid on over to Mr. Domadeus. He is currently doing his 7.2 Legends run, so feel free to go over there, check it out, hit that like, subscribe, all that craziness. But yeah, that's it for me, so thanks for coming hanging out. Mr. Kim, it was good talking with you, and I will catch you guys later. Ooh, and check out the results and my guesses for the last round of arenas. All right, have a good one.